All right, you guys, what's going on? About to head to the car wash because this car is dirty as hell, man. I haven't had a chance to get to the car wash in a couple of weeks. But all right, you guys, so this is a little bit of breaking news. I heard it from a good source. The guy wants to remain nameless. I told you the PBC got a lot of leaks. So apparently, it appears that Canelo may be able to walk away from his PBC obligation by pretty much the weekend, the end of the weekend. Rumor has it that if Al Heyman doesn't provide proof that he has the funds to pay Canelo the $30 million minimum that he's seeking to basically fight on a PBC card, that he basically can opt out of his contract and he can go fight on basically another network or fight for another promotional company. So it looked like the PBC money is very funny at this time. And plus, at the end of the day, Al Heyman doesn't want to end up in court with Canelo. So, in all likelihood, he will just let Canelo walk. At the end of the day, you've been hearing a lot of rumors that the PBC don't have basically any, financial backing from basically Amazon, that they don't have basically any upfront money. So Al Heyman has to foot the bill pretty much for these cards. And for Canelo to be featured on any PBC cards, you have to have at least a minimum of $30 million. So if you're wondering why Jermal Charlo said he haven't heard anything, it could be some validity to what he was saying, because he said he was on vacation. He said he hasn't talked to Al Heyman since he last fought. So there seem to be a lot of issues going on with the PBC and what direction they're going to go. Now, people been saying they may be another announcement pertaining to the PBC coming up in the next couple of weeks. You've been hearing possibly the PBC could broker another deal where they could do fights possibly on Netflix, but you have to wonder, how would Netflix get into, doing live actual sports? I know they did a comedy special with Chris Rock, where I didn't find it very funny. I just thought it was typical Chris Rock, but nevertheless, this seems to be a serious problem for the PBC. You've been hearing that they don't have the funds to pay their fighters. So now it's looking like this may be true and that there's a lot of, you know, truth to what people been saying, that they didn't get any, upfront money from, basically Amazon. So Amazon is basically just a distributor for, basically a distributing for a PBC fight. The first fight is, of course, Keith Thurman versus Tim Zoo, and on the undercard, Rolly versus Pitbull Cruz, and basically a fight that nobody asked for and that nobody cares about. So it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. This is just crazy what has became of the PBC, to where they look like they was, on the verge of doing something big, and now you wonder, will the PBC be in existence within the next year or so? But at the end of the day, there's no one to blame for this but, Al Heyman and the PBC fighters for, basically refusing to fight certain fighters, basically refusing to do co-promotional deals. So, it is what it is. And that's just crazy that it came to this, because I was a big believer in the PBC and a big believer in Al Heyman. But as time went by and I started to see some of the BS that was going on with the PBC behind the scenes, it gave me a bad taste in my mouth. And at the end of the day, I got criticized, I got ridiculed about it, I got called out my name and all that kind of stuff. But that comes with the territory. It is what it is, and that's just the honest to God truth. Some people just can't handle the truth. And then, of course, people was trying to question my blackness, but then at the same time, I could make an argument about Al Heyman's blackness, because at the end of the day, it just came across that Al Heyman pandered more and catered more to the non-black fighters than he did the black fighters. And a lot of people thought that. And so, with that being said, that's just crazy that this is just going on. But it appears that Al Heyman has to basically, maybe Monday midnight, when the clock strikes midnight to show proof of funds and prove that he can pay Canelo what he's asking. Now, hey, at the end of the day, this is no fault of Canelo's. If this is what Canelo demands per fight, then that's what Canelo demands per fight. So you can't say, well, Canelo is being greedy, because at the end of the day, you signed him to a three fight deal. Even though Canelo is looking like he don't want to fight certain fighters, you have to put that into the equation too. That Canelo doesn't want to see to fight certain fighters, because at the end of the day, if you really want to get technical, uh, Canelo's last fight didn't make any kind of sense. To a certain degree, I understand. Jamal Charlo makes more sense than Jamel Charlo, because Jamal Charlo would be moving up one weight class versus his brother moving up two weight classes. And then afterwards, you've been hearing that Bud could be in the equation. But as of right now, um, the Jaime Mugia fight still, is on the, is on the pipeline. Um, it's still on deck. It isn't all but, what I'm saying, it isn't all but, dead on arrival. DEA. It looked like that. Um, it looked like it could still happen. It looked like it could possibly still happen. So, with that being said, let's see what happens within the next few days. Will they be announcement? But Canelo announced last week that he is fighting on May the 4th, regardless. He didn't name who our opponent is, so Canelo does have a backup plan. If it isn't Charlo, then in all likelihood it will be Jaime Mugia. But that's all I got for now. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.